1 year of podcasting. Wow, can't believe it's been 1 year. 365 days ago, I launched the Growth Concept podcast. It's been such a journey, and I truly look forward to the countless more years of running a podcast. Welcome to the Growth Concept. I'm your host, Kieran Upton, where my mission is to empower growth through real conversations. I want to start off this short episode with just my deep appreciation and gratitude to you. Thank you so much for the support and the listens. The feedback I've gotten from you has meant the world to me. And even your suggestions as well, like having a community, building a community of growth-minded people wanting to level up, wanting to become better and better, and being able to interview experts to help you grow is my absolute passion and is what fulfills me. And I'm so thankful that you've been along for the journey. As I've said before, the Growth Concept podcast started with just a thought, an idea in the work car. How about we start a podcast? And at first it sounded absurd, starting a podcast. Like, how are we going to do that? But with breaking it down and discovering the fundamentals, what I needed, how I was going to execute, then I could start taking action, and has led me to a year later with building a community. I'm so thankful for taking that first step. This episode is simply just to explain to you how the podcast is going, the goals, the future vision of the podcast, in hope to inspire you to keep pursuing your dreams, keep pursuing your personal brand, side business, or even start. It's never too late. I'm going to run through a couple of key points that I've taken note here on running a podcast for a year now. The lessons, the challenges, the successes, the rebranding that I went through, and the message to you and the future vision of the podcast. Let's get started. The lessons I've learned so far. With studying social media marketing and new business, I've learned the importance of personal branding. Establishing yourself on social media is so crucial. Everyone has a personal brand, whether you know it or not. Is your personal brand destroying you or accelerating your progress or career? Personal branding is so important for any young individual or individual in general to adapt, making sure your brand's up to date. That way, employers or clients or potential customers can see you, and it's your digital image. How do you want to be perceived? That's what your personal brand offers. And consistency with that personal branding has been a big learning curve. At first, I used to release an episode every week, and this got so full on, and I'm like, okay, how can I balance full-time work, studies, and hosting a podcast? And I'm like, okay, we'll do it every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks is a perfect amount of time to plan the episode, schedule the episode, edit the episode, and stay consistent, as well as establishing my personal brand on the side of that. With consistency and personal branding being a massive learning curve, another key thing I've learned is the power of a conversation. I always knew from day one that conversations were very powerful. I connected very well with these conversations, and with being able to share these conversations to the world, I've been able to hear and see the impact that these conversations are having. I've had DMs on it. This episode's changed my life. I've adapted X and it's changed my life. And receiving that feedback is absolutely so fulfilling. And I'm so glad that I'm building something that is providing value to you and you can get something out of. And ask questions, challenge me, and I'm going to challenge the norms. I'm going to challenge what is being said. That way it's easy, relatable, and authentic to understand. The power of conversations has been a massive game changer for myself, especially networking. Being able to sit down with someone for over an hour and have a deep, meaningful conversation with them has led to so many opportunities. So many. And it's led to so much growth for myself and for you as well, I hope. And it's something that I'm consistently getting better. I remember when I first started the podcast, it was very, in my opinion, boring. My personality wasn't shining as it is now, which is something that you adapt over time with being on camera and knowing how to express your ideas, thoughts, in a way that's authentic to you. Being authentic on camera is a skill, and it's something that I feel we're all learning and adapting slowly. With the lessons I've learned so far, consistency is key. Personal branding is so powerful when you establish yourself right, and the power of conversations. Now let's move on to the challenges of hosting a podcast. Definitely technical struggles. The amount of times where something hasn't gone to plan has been quite a few times. I've forgotten to press record twice on episodes, which is very, very embarrassing. But the second conversation always seems to be far more powerful. Other than forgetting to press record, my camera not focusing and not being able to use the visuals, we've always progressed, and I'm looking to expand the growth concept production into a team at some stage, and hopefully everything's more professionally organized. Everything's in place, that way when it comes to shoot, I'm not thinking about 20 million things at once. Is the camera on? Are the mics on? Is the mic check? Is the lighting good? So on. It can get very full on, but this is all learning, and with screwing up big time, I've learnt and applied myself from that experience. So then the next episode I do, I remember to click record, the big red button on. Luckily, I haven't forgotten it recently. Technical struggles and self-doubt has been massive. Self-doubt, especially with obviously being very social. I'm always thinking like, oh, did I say that right? Oh, damn, I shouldn't have said that. But this is the thing, like you're always going to have doubt when you're in uncomfortable situations, but that's where growth lies, right? So putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, you are going to have doubt. You are going to have fear. These are things I've had. Therefore, I just push through them with, as I discussed in the episode 1 of Authentic Growth, working from your why. Why? My mission to empower growth through real conversations. This pushes through all the self-doubt and allows me to focus on things that really matter, real authentic conversations that inspire and empower growth. That's the challenges I've faced, mainly technical struggles, editing, making engaging content, making the retention rate increase, as well as self-doubt. But these are all things that are evolving, adapting, that I'm improving on each day. The successes so far, I want to share the most powerful conversations I've had on the podcast. Every conversation I've had, I've learned so much from. So this question is so hard to answer. But if I had to pick one conversation which definitely changed my perspective on life, mindset, definitely the episode with Duncan Forbes. This episode reminded me that life is so short and you never know when the last day is going to come. He answered this question at the end of the episode when I asked him, if you could go back to your younger self, what would you tell yourself and why, with the knowledge and wisdom you have now? And he said, I wish I positioned myself in a way of being in the moment, being present, not being too caught up in the future or past, being present right now with this person, because you never know when this person's going to go. You never know when it could be the last day they have. And it's a very scary concept, but it really opened my mind to what enjoying the moment, being present, taking in what I have and moving on with that. I feel like that is a way of being a lot more fulfilled in life, of being present with the people that are around you. That really hit home to me, and it's something I'm going to carry on for the rest of my life. The second most powerful episode I did was the 2022 World Champion of Public Speaking, Cyril Jr. Dim. This episode was an eye-opener and was so exciting to edit with the way he carried himself. The way he spoke was so cool. He articulated his words in a way I've never heard before, and the conversation I felt was super engaging. The thing I learned from that conversation was don't let ego get in the way of your learnings, your adaptation to different skill sets. Don't let ego get in the way, because that will slow you down. That is something I learned from that conversation, which I was like, damn, that is so true. And it's something I apply every day now, that I leave the ego at the doorstep, come in with an open mind, willingness to learn from others and experience other people's stories. Definitely leaving the ego at the door before any episode or everyday venture is very important. That's a key thing that I learned. The rebranding process. If you can recall or listen to my first few episodes, my mission was to empower young individuals for growth. And the reason why I shifted this mission to a more of a broad mission to empower growth. All individuals wanting to grow, level up, my podcast is for you. The reason why I changed this was because I realized that a lot more older people are tuning into my podcast, 20 to 30 to 40-year-olds, even older. And I realized that it's not just young individuals that are struggling with these things, with mindset, finance, growth, spirituality, all these topics that I speak on the podcast. It's not just young individuals that are struggling with it. And this was a massive eye-opener I had that if you don't know, you don't know. And this is something I had to learn as well. Like with speaking to people, different people, all sorts of races, etc., that you don't know. So then I realized, okay, it wasn't just young 18 to 20-year-olds that were struggling with this. It was adults, some grown adults, older adults. And at that point, I realized, okay, I got to tailor my mission to a more of a broader age demographic. It's not just age that determines your knowledge or wisdom. It's experience, what you hear, what you learn. So from there, I could position my podcast as the source of information for these people wanting to level up, wanting to grow. To finish off this episode, I want to leave you with a message. When I first started the podcast, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what equipment I needed, what I needed to do. I had a very small network of people. And I definitely wasn't ready to get into podcasting. I never was. And my message to you is this. Take that first step. Pursue that business. Start that brand. What are you waiting on? A sunny day? Man, stop coming up with these excuses. I came up with excuses for so long. And then I realized no one is coming to save me. And no one's coming to save you. Only you and only you can take the first step. With networking and taking this first step, you're going to meet people to help you push yourself to the next step and grow. Make sure you align yourself with these people that are growing with you, not holding you back. That is my message to you. Keep pursuing your dreams. Ask yourself these questions on what truly fulfills you, and you will find your next big thing. The future vision of the podcast. My goal for the podcast is for this to go global. I want to travel around the world interviewing successful, inspirational, interesting people to inspire growth globally. I want an audience base with over 10 million. I want to impact all these people to bring the truth and only the truth that the world deserves to hear. That's my mission, to empower growth through real conversations. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Happy 1 year podcasting. I hope you all have an amazing week. And until next time, keep growing, and I look forward to seeing you on this next episode. See ya.